Okay, no, it looks like it worked. And looks like okay, yeah. All right. So, uh, almost looks like it worked. Looks like it
Yeah.
works. Okay. So, welcome everybody. We missed last week due to some emergencies, but uh, I have no idea what we did last.
Oh, well, who knows? But it says right there we should clean this method. So,
Well, yeah, good enough for me. Oh, this is a weird. What's going on line 63 and 64? Why does it look like that? Is that just formatting weirdness?
let's reformat everything. Let's reformat the whole solution. Why are we messing around with this? Let's see. Clean up code. Full cleanup. Humans should not edit white space.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Although sometimes the formatter won't remove blank lines, so
Ah, you're
we're still gonna have
right.
to clean up that one.
What am
Um,
I?
that is a lot of changes. I'm glad that that is coming as a single commit. That's just like, hey, this is stuff you can ignore.
There's probably something in there we don't like, but when that happens, we can fix by hand or we can change the settings and
Yeah.
run again.
All right. To do, clean this method. Yeah, let's clean this method. Scroll down. Is this the whole method, or is it bigger than this? All right.
One
So it's
screen full.
almost all happening. So this is generate puzzle from completely solved board. We create a whole bunch of stuffage, and also look at this is going back to like this divide by nines. Yeah, this is not good.
Why 30? What is the magic of 30?
I don't know.
Is it a constant? It looks like it doesn't change.
Oh, you know what? I bet I know what 30 is. Can you pull up one of our approved files?
Any? Do you care? Test method one.
That one. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna drive for a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 times.
You know, there's a column indicator. Okay, go ahead.
No, but that doesn't. I thought it might be these extra things, but it must not be, because that's not 30. I mean, it could only go to here, but even if it just had those middle lines, that would take us up with 30. And if it took just the sideline, that doesn't make sense. I don't know. Bad idea. All right, I'll step away. Well, let's go to this method.
So
So
I think that this is a constant,
sure.
but is this also a constant? Yes. I don't know why it didn't offer to make it constant. This is not. That's state. And
Yeah,
that's
but it still
state.
might be constant, which is the problem with state.
What do you mean?
Well, the integer array would be constant, but the values of the integer array aren't.
Yeah, const is a really specific definition in C#. It says that it's known at compile time. It can go in read-only memory, things like that. It can not exist as a variable, which is not true for removed per block.
All right.
But
So
anyway, it's
it looks like this takes a random thing and gives us back a Sudoku board. Where does the Sudoku? That is not a good sign, my friend. Where is the Sudoku board coming into existence? Oh, right
we're
there. We
in
clone.
Sudoku board.
Oh, so we clone it
We clone self.
and then we return it. Okay, that makes sense. I'm good with that. The board is solved at this point. Now pick subset of digits as the starting position. Is this deleting? It is deleting. Okay, so let's work this backwards. 9 times 9 minus remaining digits. Let's pull that out as a variable. No, not that part. Just the second half of this. So let's call that. Sure.
I'll take a better name.
I mean, applesauce, I think, is a better name. Unless you think threshold actually means something. But I think it's actually. Because look, removed position. I'm guessing removed position's a bad name because look, we +1. Whoa, you're right. No, it is actually a position. How horrible is that, though? Right? Like,
Well, it's a loop. It's saying from 0 up to applesauce.
yeah. And then index to.
Which,
So here, so we have. So remaining digits. Where is that being used? Line 171. Only here?
just there.
Just
Mhm.
inline it.
I want to hold off because there's a reason that they picked 30, but what we could do for now,
I'm good with that.
that
Okay. And then max move per block.
Max, say it again.
So there's a max move per block and there's a remove per block.
Mm.
And so what it's doing, like the really important thing that's happening here is line 201. I don't think you can do that because
Let's see why. All right, that doesn't work, and I don't understand why.
I don't think you're doing the remove position plus plus. Go back. Okay, well let's revert that or change that to a plus plus.
New assignment. Nope.
Then let's do a 4 with an empty. So empty, this, empty. That should work. Then moved, remove positioned into the 4. And there's a continue. That's why you can't move the remove positioned. So my
What does
hunch
the
is right
continue?
right now if you do it doesn't advance if you continue.
Uh, okay, so I don't think we want this, but you could something like that.
I'm okay with that. Good. Okay. I like the way that like you did the thing and then we broke it down and then like it surfaced the thing. Um, I don't like this if though in the middle. I'd almost like to invert that if. So throw the else and invert that. I hate continues. There we go. Okay, so now let's go see
So
what's
max
going.
remove for block. We're taking a full Sudoku board and each block has 9 values in it to start.
Mm-hmm.
And it's removing some of them, and it's saying we don't want to remove more than 6.
Yes.
Is it saying always remove exactly 6?
No, can't, because we're only removing 30 digits. Wait, what's 6 times 9? Not 30.
42.
Okay. So we go through here, and this first thing, current remaining digits. Isn't that just? Do we not have like a counter of how many we've removed? Oh, we do. Positions. So this is trying to remember how much is moved, right? I mean, okay, so how do you feel right now about a swap method rewrite?
If you feel like you have one, I'm fine with
I
giving
mean,
that
I
a shot.
feel like I do. So let's put a seam in here. That was weird. So the first problem we have is the random.next, right? So problem here is if we, like, I'd like to say that these two things are equal, but I'm not sure if I can. So I don't know. I'm just going to go for something stupid. If in 5 minutes it's dumb, you just
Sure.
revert. Okay. Okay. So just clone this method for a second.
Whole thing.
Whole thing, and call it generate from sub number 2.
Try it.
Like, I feel like this is understandable. I feel like what I'm doing is really sloppy right now. We're protected by test. So delete the comment into. So clean this method.
Should we go to the caller and assert that the results are the same or something? Or are you just
Well,
going to
we'll
hack
get
on
that
this?
from the test.
Okay.
But in the random is going to mess up the results being the same. So then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to just put a loop and say, or no, a for loop. We're just going to do a for loop after the clone. And here we're going to say for 0, this is going to be removed. Actually, really just do a while. While removed is less than, how many do we want to remove? 30. 30.
Can't do that, can you? No, not like that either.
Okay. Yeah. And then inside of here, the really important part here is the random. So go get the random thing. Current remaining digits.
This is a count, right?
What is current remaining digits? That's a count, yeah. But if you were to unvar that, this is an int.
Mm-hmm.
And that gives us the index depict. Okay. It's weird.
It's the only place that it's used. Do you want to inline it? Is that?
I mean, sure, but it's giving us a random next based on mine is removed position. What's removed position is how many we've removed. And positions.length, positions, the length is going to be 81, right? Positions is always 81. Is positions used some other way? All right, now what I'm doing is a bad idea. Revert. So like I know how to remove 30 random things, but what's causing me trouble right now is I don't know how they're choosing the randomness. And I think trying to decipher that's going to be more work than just rebuilding it. So let's focus on, wait, jump back to where we were there.
There it is.
Yeah, let's focus on this positions thing. So click on positions.
So this is 0
So
up
that
to
length
81.
should always be 81. Try replacing on line 181 positions.length with 81.
Okay.
Okay, now inline that.
Inline this.
Yeah. So here we're saying we're going to get a random number from 81 less, and then we're adding. So if we've done 2, we're going to get a random number that's better than 2. But it's like from 2 to 81. Is there a nix that takes a min value and a max value?
Yeah.
So change the minimum value to remove position, and this should be the same thing. And then get rid of all the other stuff around here. So get rid of the 81 minus removed position and the removed position plus. That's just 81. Now you still,
Oh, I see.
yeah,
You mean like that.
yeah, that should be the same thing.
Still running.
Okay, good. Because
Hey, Remco, I wish that the I am running visibility was a little bit bigger.
there, that makes a lot more sense. Okay, so now, okay, now, does positions ever get anything put in it?
Yeah,
Where?
there. It's a swap.
Is that a swap? But where's, because positions is created empty, right?
No, it's created as a 0 through 81 or whatever. 0 through 80.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. Okay. So just it's just the list of all the possible positions.
Mm-hmm.
That's a weirdness. And then here we go and we get the column. And so this we can actually do. So like on line 183, I think we have a cell dot from index. Yeah. Of the index positions dot the index to pick. This is a really no on line 183. It's positions dot index to picks. Yeah, that. And then this is going to be cell dot row.
Doing.
Yeah, so we're just smaller steps. Cell dot row, cell dot column, and down on 196, cell dot row, cell dot column.
We have one that takes a cell. Oh, it takes a whole cell. Yeah, this is right.
Because
Take the
it's
default
unknown by
value.
default. Yep, okay, fair enough. Are we,
Green.
is it thinking or are we green?
It's done.
Okay,
Green,
good.
green.
Okay. So now let's handle this block to remove thing. And what I really want to do here is I just want to ask the puzzle itself how many in the block are empty. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So so let's do that. So on the if, say puzzle dot, if puzzle dot get, is there a get block? No. But we have a block. So puzzle dot get empty count, and then pass it cell dot get block, or block, probably cell dot. Yeah, and then inside of the get empty count, say get empty count for block. There we go. And there, create that, go to that. And inside of here, just say return. So we have all the cells, right? So do we have like a get board as cells? That has numbers. Is there a get? There's a get blocks, which is a IEnumerable of IEnumerable of cell. So do get blocks dot where.
And it takes a. Okay.
B go, or C goes to C dot block. Oh, sorry. So where? So this. Sorry. So nowhere on this. Next. So get blocks and then index it on the block. Element at block dot count. C goes to C dot is empty.
We don't have.
Well, we'll be creating that. C dot is empty.
Okay. It's C dot value equals
Unknown. I'm
unknown.
good with that. We'll refactor that. Why is that?
Ooh,
Oh, because it should return an int. It needs to get. Yeah. And then here we want to check if that is less than 6. Okay, that should work. This is us taking bigger steps than we should be. And getting slapped down for it.
So this block, what is this? 3 times row divided by 3 plus column divided by 3. Is that the right concept?
Yeah, that's the right concept. It's possible it's a less than or equal, but I don't think so.
That's almost nothing to try. It's spinning. Nope.
And then the other issue is we could have an off by 1 on the element at block, but I don't think so. Or no, sorry. Get blocks is always empty is the problem. Get blocks is a static.
Mm-hmm. You sure?
Pretty sure.
Okay.
Yep. Go back to where we call it from. So in front of the, so we get the element of, and then in the count, we're going to say C goes to, and then puzzle dot.
This is a flaw in our type system.
Yep.
This puzzle.
Puzzle dot, or this, it's this. Scroll down, get value for cell, and then pass it C, and then check if that is equal to unknown. Yeah, this is a huge flaw in our type system.
Because cell is both a position and position of value. All right, this back.
Thank you. There we go. Too big of a step, but committed anyways. And now the only other thing we need to do is the swap, which we had a nice little technique for doing.
It's clever. I don't know if it's nice.
Sure.
Clever is a pejorative.
And we no longer need line 198 at all. Wait, did that not work?
Did not work.
Oh yeah, it did.
It worked. Okay.
Okay, so commit that, swap. And now we can get rid of 189. Now we can get rid of 184 and 83. Now we can get rid of remove per block. And then the other thing I'd like to get rid of is I'd just like to get 30 empty positions. So let's change this for loop to a while loop.
This one?
Yep.
We just changed it. Okay. How come there's no convert to while?
Just, yeah. No. I don't want to. I'm going to do something different. Just say while puzzle dot get empty count, but not for block. Just get empty count is less than 30. And then let's make that and this is just going to be this dot is all we have is board.
Yeah, that's the real storage.
Okay. Can you do a count on a two-dimensional array?
No. How do we? Surely there's an easy way to do
Do a
this.
this dot something. Keep going down. Get value for cell. Get board as numbers. Do a get board as numbers. Although dot where or count. You're right. I goes to I dot equals unknown. It's a count, not a where. Sure.
Yeah.
And okay, so but now the remove positions, you can get rid of the remove positions minus on line, yeah, there. And then just for right now, duplicate on line 878 and a half. Remove positions equals puzzle.get empty count. Okay, that should be valid refactoring. It is not a valid refactoring. You got any idea what I did wrong there, or we just
I
revert?
think 79 looks so wrong. It used to go from 0 up to applesauce. And now it's empty count.
0. Yeah, but empty count would go from 0 up until 30.
But applesauce is 81 minus remaining. which is not 30.
That is not 30.
It's 51.
But also, why does it go through 51? Either way, revert what I just did, because what I just did, this is exposing a misunderstanding in what I. So calculate applesauce hard.
Hmm?
So why is it going through? Why is remove position getting to this number? So inline remaining digits into the calculation, and then do the calculation, and then shove that in. Why is this
So
going
magic.
to 51? It's totally magic, but even so, it's not at all what I was thinking, because I was thinking it was removing 30 things. But here, it is going to 55. Oh no. Wait, yeah. Because remove position only goes up if it sets a cell to empty.
All right, I kind of want to move this down to here and get rid of this.
I'm good with that. Semicolon.
Semicolon.
No, wrong place. Line 88.
Both.
So why is it removing 51 things? I thought we were removing 30. But we're not. We're removing 51. 51 plus 30 is 91. 30 must have been the number it was
No,
keeping.
51 plus 30 is 81.
81. Wait, but 81 is a Sudoku board. So 30 wasn't the number it was removing, it was the number it was keeping. Okay, good. Now let's do what I was about to do. So now throw the while loop in. And it's while board dot puzzle dot get empty count is less than 51. Then temporarily or put a remove position var remove position equals puzzle dot get empty count. And then create that thing, which was cells as integers or something, dot count, not just count, equals unknown. I don't agree with the underscore here, but I'm okay with it for now.
It's up to reading.
We're back to green.
We are back to green.
Good. Commit. All right. So then I don't know. I'm somewhat okay with this. I don't like the way the positions are done. Now let's do that better. Okay, so instead of making an enumerable array, can you make a list?
Okay, what's the difference between an array and a list?
Changeability. And then
okay.
When we get the next random one, so where we say cell from index, say positions.index to pick. That's actually all good. But then the line underneath there, can you do a positions.remove index to pick? And then instead of doing a random next from remove position to 81, do a random.next of just positions.length. And then you can get rid of the swap completely.
Hope that works.
Well, it might not because of randomness.
No.
Yeah, because it's no longer the case. So what I was thinking is like, yeah, so undo that.
It timed out.
It timed out?
Yeah.
Well, that's, wait, hold on. So then what am I doing wrong? Gets the empty count. Oh, you don't need that anymore. It gets the positions dot count for the thing, grabs that position, remove, check what remove does.
Oh, it's not removing by.
I want to
at.
move at, yeah. Okay, so now if it doesn't work, but it completes. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so revert this.
Okay, I want to see what the difference is. I think you're right that it's the randomness.
Yeah. I think it's just, if you ask for a number between like 2 and 5, that's not the same as asking for a number between 0 and 3. Yeah.
Final solve is still the same. Okay.
But it starts with a different puzzle.
So from a refactoring point of view, I agree with revert, but
Yeah.
I want to understand this better. So I want to hold on to it for a minute longer just to learn about it. So
the thing is, I don't think the random number is the same. Right? So if you say random nicks between if you do that and then you minus the get empty count off that random, I think that will work. But it doesn't. We get the index, we remove the index.
okay, you know what? It doesn't actually clear the cell. So at each position it says, "Oh, I'd like to clear this," and then it says, "Oh, but if the empty count is under this
Oh, we
threshold,
only
just
do the
don't."
remove. Sorry. 178 should be in that if block.
It's weird. It's like doing all the work and at the end throwing the result away. But it's working. Failed still.
But it fails. Revert. Just revert.
I want to revert, but I also want to learn.
Okay. I think that's the
Like we have this agreement that
that's where it gets you.
we revert. Yeah, well, sometimes it's I don't want to revert because I think I can make this work,
Yeah,
and I don't
yeah.
want to lose it.
I think that's what you're doing right now.
And I okay, I think I'm doing something different, but it's that first thought is very familiar. But the thing I'm trying to do instead is I don't know what this code is doing.
Okay, so right
I
now
want
we
to.
get the empty count. We do that from the position. Oh, I know what's going on. It's the swap. The swap is not just shrinking the array, it's changing the order of it.
Uh-huh.
And what we were doing was just shrinking the array.
Okay.
So So imagine that like it chose 2 the first time, like position number 2, right? Then that's going to get swapped with position number 1. And so then if it chose position number 2 again, it would, does that make sense? It would give you position number 1, but in the other, I'm using a really bad example. Let's try this again. So imagine it chose position number 10, right? Then number 10 would get swapped in there. So then if it chose position number 1, it wouldn't give you the first one, it would actually give you the second one. So to reproduce the way it's randomly getting stuff, we need the swap.
Okay.
We can't just, well, we could. Okay, so what I'm about to do is crazy. And we're going to revert it as soon as I do it. But we're going to do it just to look at it anyways. Okay? So basically, do what we just did again.
All right, Tom. I don't know what any of it was.
So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make this a list. To list. Hold on. Okay. Then we are going to grab just from the size of the list on 76.
Say that again.
So here you're going to grab from the size of the list. Yep. Yep. So just give me the thing here, and then we're going to pick that cell. And then we are going to swap that with whatever at the first place. So scroll down to the swap part. And the important part here is we're actually going to say positions of index to pick equals positions of the first one. 0. So just 0. And next, we're going to say positions dot remove element at 0. And I think that's the same thing.
Huh.
So let's commit. We'll clean up a little bit. Is committing a good thing to do here? Maybe. Sure.
I think so.
There's a comment that's going to be coming back in, though. Doesn't make me feel great, but it's a thing. So the next thing is you can get rid of that. Yep. That cell is required ahead of time. I would just inline the max remove per block, but I can understand.
It's documented now.
Yeah, fair enough. And then what you need to do on line 82 is put a comment at the end of this. Yeah, one above. I actually put it at the end of the comment because these things really need to go together. And just say swapping to preserve historical order. Historical random order. Okay, I'm good with that.
The weird is important because we have all this stuff in legacy code that's weird.
Yeah.
Or we don't know whether it's on purpose or not. So now
we're going to get rid of comments sort of on like 165, 169, 170. Okay, and then can we, instead of 99 or 9 times 9 there, I hate that so much. Uh, let's just do a range. Is there a board dot length or just 81? Just put 81.
I think we have. We could do the size of this thing.
Sure.
We can do this here. This number still feels special and doesn't document
So
itself
this
properly.
number, okay, so that board dot length. So for actually, can we just make a static on Sudoku board, which is number of cells, and set it to 81? We refer to it all over the place. You can put it as a const. Equals 81. There we go. So then let's go back down.
It's important that that number be the same as this product. But I'm glad that they're next to each other. Should just replace all the 81s.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep. Sudoku board dot cell count, is it not static? And public. Make it static too, yeah. There we go. No, it's constant. It's a static already. Yeah. Yep, there you go. Go to that one. 81. Or yeah, that.
All right, what have we done? They did bulk
Extract
replace.
constant, basically.
Yeah.
Just extract constant.
I'm feeling wary because bulk replace of some number, like it's probably right, but how much did I hit?
For 81, it's definitely right. That for loop should probably. This is code we need to clean up. Is there a thing by that? It says we have to clean it. Yeah, good. Okay. Yeah, extract constant. So now let's go back to the place where we were at, because that 51 is janky. And change that to, you have board out length on 68. That should be cell count. Okay, so there on 71, we're going to say cell count minus 30.
So 30 is how many
That's how many
values
empty.
we want in the board.
That's how many we don't want. That's how many. So that is a number of not blanks.
Right.
Yeah,
That deserves a name.
I agree with that. Pull it out.
Had before.
I would just do var. Why const?
So that it's obvious for the reader that it's not being. I mean, it's an optimization, but it's also obvious that it's not being mutated.
I guess
A
so.
little easier
I
to
just find that.
understand.
Is there a var that's like const something?
No.
Yeah. To me, this is just more words, which is less useful. But this is going to be starting count or filled count. How about filled count?
Needs a better name. I have to think hard to figure out what filled count is.
Okay, I'm open to a better name. What do you got?
So we're generating a puzzle from completely solved board. So in a new puzzle,
Solved
we
count?
want this many unsolved. Oh, so okay.
No, yeah, this is not the unsolved. This is the other one is the unsolved.
in an unsolved puzzle, we want this many
Oh,
values, present values,
so
clues.
hold on. So do the call it solved, and then take cell count minus solve count and extract that as empty. Yeah. I mean, okay. I still think var is much easier here to read. I feel like that's just noise, but okay. So then we get a random position, and we do a cell from index of the positions. Yeah, that needs to be 2 things.
What needs to be 2 things?
Those 2 lines, 74 and 75. I don't like the blank space in between them. Separates 2 things that are not separate. I don't like the const max per block being there. I would throw that up on line 71. There. So we go through here, we check that we're not taking too many per block, and if we're not, we swap it.
You want those up here? Like this is configuration?
Yeah, this is configuration. Okay, I'm good with this. This is clean. What I would do is I would move the set value. Yeah, it's whatever. This is fine. I almost want to take 80 and 81 and encapsulate them. Let's just do it. It's stupid, but I want to do it anyways. Yeah, extract that as a method.
You know what you can do if you just are trying to name it, but it doesn't really have meaning elsewhere, is
A local method.
a local method.
That works. And then in that, just say remove index.
What is this thing called? Positions. It's let me do this again. That dialog box prompts me with a ton of options, way more than I can make sense of. But one of them is what I want. Here.
Sure.
This is the worst UI for choosing this.
Why don't you just move it? Oh, I
Okay,
hate
there we
that.
go.
No. I want that new functions out. No. No, undo that. That was horrible. In fact,
Okay.
just extract it as a regular variable.
Regular function.
Regular, yeah. Actually, you know what's even better? Can you take this and move it up into our underscore class?
Move.
No. Extract that
Oh,
method just like you did. Yeah, you're gonna call it remove. Yeah, put it into there. Beautiful. Okay, now let's put positions as a this. Beautiful. Now go back to our call site. And then here we're going to do positions dot remove element at historically remove element at while preserving historical randomness. There we go. Because now when we get to a point where they don't care, we can just replace that with remove. But at the moment, we need our own special remove. And now we don't need that comment anymore. Because it's in the name. I'm curious why you use the underscore
Here?
in the name. Remove element at underscore while preserving. I'm not disagreeing with it, but I'm curious what prompted you.
Because
No, not
then
line 50, line 370.
370. Oh, because there's two phrases. So it's what we're saying is
So you're
it's
saying
actually it
like
should be remove at.
separation, yeah. So you're
So there's a
saying
remove at. So I think we should rename it again.
what do you got? Remove at, yeah. I'm good
Yeah.
with that.
So it's saying this is remove at, but also
While
other thing.
preserving. Okay, I'm good with that.
It took me a really long time to realize that this thing we do in code where we say identifiers are this weird subset of English,
Yeah.
like you can't have punctuation and spaces and stuff.
Yeah.
That makes, I mean, I'm not saying we should change that, but that makes programming harder for humans. And this is an attempt to bring back a little bit more of English.
Okay. I like the sort of the yardstick of it's two phrases, and therefore we're sort of putting this separation. All right, let's go back to the method now. I feel like I'm happy with it. We set up our stuff, we clone, we go through, and while we don't have empty ones, we pick one, and as long as it's okay, we remove it and set the value. That set the value is bugging me a lot now. Like we've talked about this for a long time, that cell is both a position and a thing, but it's really unclear here that we're setting this value to empty, right? So this separating cell and position, I think that's becoming higher up on my list right now, is what I'm trying to get to. I don't know if we have a to do somewhere on that. Yeah, let's put it on cell. Oh, we do. Separate row and column its own location class and fix up places that use cell. Yeah.
I don't think we have enough time to do that today.
We don't.
It's not complicated. It's just we'll take busy work.
Well, it's not complicated to separate it. What's going to be complicated is then to use the separation where appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But hey, we've got one less to do today than we did a week, 2 weeks
Every
ago.
to-do gone is a win. Can we take a quick look at that other to-do that I saw? Obviously not going to do it today, but
What?
clean this method, yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, there's a similar thing going on here with the cell and indexes. Scroll down. Yeah. Okay. I think that's probably going to be our next thing. Yeah. Okay. Do a retro?
Yes.
Under patterns, can you put visualize refactoring? And can we go take a look at these two methods sort of side by side, where we started and where we ended up? Because like this is something that I've been thinking about a lot and I'm really having a lot of struggle with. Like how do we show our improvements? But this method strikes me as a clear. Yeah, so that
It was this
compared,
method here.
yeah, compared to where we started.
Is there a way to
Can you diff against a like
compare
from
to
here to
where
here?
compare with previous? No.
Compare commits.
Yeah, there's the comparison for you.
Huh. So that doesn't make me feel as good as the other as if I think I had them side by side. Can you copy that old one and put it in as like generate from completely solved 2? And then can you split so we can see the same part of the file in 2 different things?
Okay, here's the original on the left. And
And bring it up so it starts at the same place. All right. So that, first of all, shows that like half of it has shrunk. Right?
mm-hmm.
And then basically we clone. It's weird that 218 is where it's at. I agree. The top is configuration. I almost want to switch 216 and 218.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure why I want to do that though. But yeah, it's sort of like, hey, give us our positions and our puzzle, and then go through. Like you almost don't want positions at all, right? Like what you really want is like randomly select a cell that isn't empty, right? But there isn't a way to do that. But it'd be nice if there was. Because you can't do it because you have to preserve this historical thing. But anyhow, does this show? I'm still not sure if this nicely shows how it's refactored.
Seeing these other small functions distracts us, right? We don't want
Yeah,
to see
okay, so
that.
that's better.
So it's half the length.
Yeah, but I
There
feel like all
are,
I'm seeing right now is really size.
you know, that these two things are even more. They're definitely configuration, and maybe they should live outside of this function entirely.
The empty count and the
These two. If somebody says, "I want to make this game better,"
no,
these
go back. Try this for a second. Wrap them in an anonymous object.
these two.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a better way to do this.
You missed one of the things.
Oh, you want this one in here too?
Yeah.
Negative. I'm going to get types. Solve count. I
You can't.
think we can't do that, but it's not configuration in the same way.
It's a method on configuration. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Undo it. Undo it. It's too much. It's overkill for what we're trying to do.
You get where you're going?
Yeah.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
But not a good
Okay.
idea. So I feel like it might be easier to visualize the improvements in a method, but I still don't have a nice way of doing it. Does that make sense? Like here, it's easier to see how much clearer this is, but it's still not like visceral. Anyhow, tools. Let's start at tools. What did we learn about our tools today? Did we learn about our tools?
Today we did a lot of manual edits.
We did a lot of manual edits and like rewrites. We did a lot of so off of this, we used like InCrunch and Git to sort of test like what is the edge of our manual rewrite ability is the way I would like sort of put this. Like there was a lot of times where we were sort of like, well, we're going to try this and probably revert it. Right? It's like we're feeling even better with the safety net. And so we're just jumping higher. How high until we really freak out? All right, domain wise. Okay, so we're really getting hurt right now by cell versus position. That needs to. Yeah. We also internally the way we're saving things strikes me as really unfortunate, right? Because it's like there was a lot of times where we just wanted to say like, give me all the cells or give me all the positions, and you couldn't.
Mm.
Right. Yeah. In fact, yeah. The language. We use the tuple swap again, which I still kind of like because it condenses a lot there. The other thing that showed up, I'm not sure if language is the right word here, but the underscore to separate phrases. I guess that's pattern more than language, but I kind of think of it as like language. Phrases in a long method name. Yeah, identifier name.
Sometimes I've written unit test names which are like given such and such when this.
Yeah, yeah. It's like here's three phrases. There was a thing that showed up with identifier. The identifier name is what sort of hit me because we were doing stuff in Python and they were sort of like, there's just labels and and values. But so like make a new thing and just type the word storyboard for a second. Like a class name, yeah. Right. So like that is what most people are going to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it turns out storyboard is one word.
Mm-hmm.
So it should be that. But the problem is so many people think that storyboard is not one word that is good. There's going to be a significant portion of the population that uses it with the capital B. Yeah. And therefore, the question is, as an API designer, which one do you use? And, it seems wrong to use the capital B when it's wrong. And you don't even know that most of the population, you just know that maybe a significant portion, right? But on the other hand, it seems wrong to abandon that population. So what we did in Python is we just aliased storyboard correctly cased with the incorrect, right? Yeah, exactly. We just said that. And that way we're like, we know what you mean. and we're just trying to be kind, right? Because it's very kind of like, you're just kind of being a dick to be like, no, what do you mean capital B? I have no idea what you're talking about. Right? And so we don't want to be that person. And so anyhow, so like all of that is to say, like, how do you design for kindness? Emotions. I don't know if we're going faster or slower right now. I think like our lines per hour went slower today. But that was something that was really, really confusing to me that I now understand. And I think that future me could still understand it. Does that make sense? Also, can we go take a look at that original method for a second one more time? Do we still have it, or did it get reverted?
We reverted.
Just switch your branch for a second and it'll come back.
Is it? I don't know what I just did. There.
What did you just do?
History. This is history for a single file.
Oh,
and I
nice.
said right click here and open.
Nice. Wait, did he just go away?
Oh, I clicked on the wrong tab.
There you go. Okay. So the thing here too is like, it is very hard to, well, I don't know. Like, okay, so you have the remaining digits and the max move per block, which is our solved count and our max removed for block. You should actually move max to the top because we have 2, 2 and a derived. But it was much harder to see that those are even relevant here as configuration things. There's almost a part of me that wants to pull 68 through 66 out. Actually do that. No, not that. Pull 168 down out.
So new method?
Yep. And call that generate puzzle from completely solved board. Why is it not passing empty count? Or solved count?
See what it does. Because it's wrong.
Did Resharper just extract a method wrong? Well, what just happened?
That just dropped the parameter.
That breaks my model of Resharper. Because it can't be const. That's why it broke. Back to var.
Well, okay, this...
It has to be a var now.
This has to be a var. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, I bet we can do it again and make it work. I'm just really disappointed that...
You have to make that a var.
Yeah. It's not...
I'm disappointed that it did it wrong. I would have liked it to come out and say, this is not a valid extract method.
Yeah. That's exactly what I expect.
Yeah. Well, we definitely have something to add to the tools section of our retro right now. And then you can
Oh, that's
in.
still not better. Did it wrong again?
No. Is it because const is a int? How is it doing this wrong? Huh. I stick by I prefer the vars.
Just because
But
ReSharper does it better?
but now I would inline those two.
Yeah, okay.
And now it's super obvious what is configurable
Mm-hmm.
and what is not.
If I had come to this code outside of this context, I would have thought, why is this not an overload with a default value? But I know why. I like this. It documents this decision.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, that would also be okay with me. Right? So rather than like, I'd be okay with just overloading those two with default values and deleting the one above.
I want to leave it like this.
I'm
Okay,
good either way.
let's
But
finish our
yeah,
retro.
both of those work for me. And then under tools, ReSharper has a failing on extract method that breaks compilation. Wow. With constants and calculations.
If
Were
failing to
preset
compile
and
is
used in a calculation.
better than compiling
Agreed.
successfully but being wrong.
And being wrong. Yeah, agreed with that. But even so, ugh.
All right, I need to go.
All right. I think that might be a good place to stop then.
Mm-hmm.
Let me do that. All right. I'll see you next week then.
Okay, sounds good.